So we're continuing section 5 of chapter 5, and now we're noticing that in the A term there is a number other than 1. So this adds a little challenge to factoring, and as we go on I'll point it out. So no common factor, it's in standard form, and we then put 2 sets of parentheses. Now as we look at this first term, which is A, 6, and we look at this last term, 6, and our sum is going to be 37, we're sort of challenged. What are the factors of 6? Well, we know it's 1 times 6 and then 2 times 3. So what we often think of is guess and check. So another way, trial and error, guess and check. Now since this number in the middle is so big, I don't think it's going to be a 2 or 3. In fact, I see 6 times 6 is 36 and 1 is 37. So I think it's going to be 6x and x. And then I need my outers to give me my 36 plus 1 is 37. I think that's it there. Yes, I don't see how that is going to work for this type of problem, perhaps when A is not a 1. So that this is what we have. And we still check it by the FOIL. So 6x times x, 6x squared. My outers are a positive 36. My inners a 1. It adds up to 37. And then 1 times 6 is 6. So this checks. All right, again, A is not 1. There's no common factor. So we put our 2 sets of parentheses. And since 3 is prime, we know that this is going to be 3x and this is going to be x. Now we then look at and notice that that is negative and this is positive. So one of these has to be positive and one negative. And then we're now looking at the factors of 10. Well, factors of 10 are 1 times 10, 2 times 5, and 5 times 2. So these are the things, depending on the signs, that we can put in here. And again, a lot of this is guess and check. Now, if we put the 10 and 1 there, that's not going to make a 9. If we put the 5 and 2 there, that's not going to make a 9. If we put the 5 there and the 2 there, that's not going to make a 9. So if we get to a situation like this where we've tried everything and nothing seems to work, the answer is that this particular trinomial we say is prime and is not factorable. In fact, that is the answer. Now, as we get to the next two, part of this is, again, guess and check. But what I want to do here with you is to go over the techniques used to solve these trinomials. So once again, we said it's important that it's in standard form. and that there are no factors that are common to all of them. So both of these are in that condition. So what do you do next? Well, we're strongly suggesting that you put two sets of parentheses under, and then you look at the A term, and it's prime. That's kind of good, because if it's not prime, then it gives you more sets of possibilities to guess and check. But in this one, it's prime, so it's going to be 7x and x. Now you're looking for a 22 in the middle. And then you also notice that this side is negative, this side is positive. In order to get a positive sign there, you need two of the same signs. So both of these are going to be negative to give you a positive. And 3 happens to be prime also. So you're going to put a 3 there. Because as you do this, this is 21, 3 times 7, and then this will be a 1. And then if you FOIL that, you see that's the correct answer. So again, part of it is understanding what's going on, standard form, take out the greatest common factor, set up your parentheses, and then guess and check to try things. This next one will be another example. So here we have a 10. That's our A term. What are the factors of 10? Well, 1 and 10, and 5 and 2, and of course 2 and 5. Now, since our middle term is 7, and since this is negative, and this is positive, there's going to be a negative and a positive sign in here. Now, in about 70% of the time, it's not going to be a 10x and an x. So about 70% of the time, it's going to be 5x and 2x. Now, as you do this, what you do is you try this. If this doesn't work, and you can put the 5 there and the 2 there, you would then go to the 10 and the 1. But not so often. Again, more often it will be 5 and 2. Now, as we get to 45, again, it's 1 times 45, and that doesn't look like it's going to be a solution with 7 in the middle. But then we have 5 and 9, and 9 and 5 to play around with. Remember, it's guess and check. So what might you try here? Well, if you have a 9 there, that's out. Now if you have a, and again, I'm just trying to do this, I don't know the answer. I'm going to try, let's say, 9 and 5. So this is 20, oh, I think I hit it by accident. Because the other one didn't seem right to me. And again, I have some experience at this. But here's an 18, there's a 25, and the difference is 7. So I think I have the right numbers. Now I have to figure out what the sign will be. Well, since this is a positive, I have to make the one that's the larger number, the 25, positive, and then the 9 is going to be negative. So when I FOIL, this gives me a positive 25x, a negative 18x, which gives me a positive 7x. So this is the proper factoring. Now again, as you do it, you're going to be guessing and then checking, and do this in pencil so that you can erase it. And then through practice, I think your skill builds up.